You know what I came to do? I came to put it to rest. It's time that we need to speak on the topic of Dewayne Wade and his son, Zion, that he is saying that wants to be called Zaya. Now, I have my own opinion, but we're first going to touch topics on Little Boosie and his comments that he made. Little Boosie said earlier in the week that Dewayne Wade has lost his mind, that he does not agree with calling his son a woman or referring to his son as a woman, and that he hasn't even made it to an age that he can make this decision, finalized decision. Not a decision, but a finalized decision, because he's still a child. Most celebrities have not said anything, but Little Boosie chose to speak out in regards to him being a father. Not only a father, a African-American father who is raising African-American sons, the same as Dewayne Wade. So for Little Boosie, I can understand his standpoint as a man, as a black father of sons, that this topic may have touched home for Little Boosie, and I totally understand that. There's been a lot of uproar in the fact that Boosie even chose to speak out about it. Even some backlash headed his way because people are saying that it was not his place. But in all factuality, it was his place as a black man to counsel another black man in regards to raising black men. That is where two men can bump heads if they agree to disagree. Little Boosie is not wrong for saying what he feels is the right way, and Dewayne Wade is not wrong for saying what he feels is the right way. But then we have to weigh things on a moral and ethical compass, and that's where this comes into play. So on today's episode, you know what I came to do? I came to put it to rest. My opinion about the situation is that Dewayne Wade is out of order. And I'm going to touch bases on the fact as to why I feel like he's out of order. First off, there was never a display from his son in any form that we could see publicly about being gay. He never showed us publicly that he was gay until Gabrielle Union took him to Gay Pride and publicized it. That is the first visual aspect that we've ever had of his son possibly being gay. It was through Gabrielle, so that tells me that there could be a possible chance that she is influencing the decisions that the son is now making for himself as a child. I think Dewayne is pretty much traveling down this road that is really hard to travel down. He's between a rock and a hard place. Although his son may honestly be feeling these feelings, as a parent, it's up to him to guide his son in the correct direction, the same as he would want himself guided as a man in the correct direction. And as a man, it is crazy. It's appalling to me that you would choose to advocate your son down a lane that you know will be tumultuous for him as a black man, and to push that agenda on any child that is not fully competent to make a decision within themselves is crazy within itself. So that's my number one problem with Dewayne Wade's decision to embrace this moment. It is just not a moment that he should embrace as a black man. He should definitely stand on ground as a father and have some structure and tell his son what's right from wrong. My second problem is with Gabrielle Union. She stays out of her lane as a woman, as a married woman that shares children with a man that has children by another woman. She's out of her lane as a woman. It is out of your lane as a woman to encourage another woman's child to be something that is defiant to the authority of which his mother does not want. It is defiant against what his mother believes. It is defiant to the structure that his mother has installed in him. His mother is a devout Christian openly. So in the Christianity world, of course, she is not standing by this decision because morally and ethically, what she's taught her son is that this is wrong. Now, this may be the reason why we hadn't seen this display of femininity from her son and from Dewayne's son until he got in the arms of Gabrielle Union, which is a problem within itself. And as woman to woman, I would love to sit down with Gabrielle Union and ask her some questions, because everyone's focus is on Dewayne. They're calling him gay. They're calling him a homosexual as to why his son is homosexual. But in all facets of reality, it is the opposite manner. It may be Gabrielle Union that has the problem of having a sexual identity crisis within herself, and that she is living vicariously through the life of this young man that she is encouraging to be a woman, because maybe deep inside of her heart she has a sexual identity crisis, which is something that I said from the very beginning. If you can ask anyone that knows me and that's ever talked to me about Gabrielle Union, I've always told them exactly that I think she is bisexual. I just always understood her psychology as a woman, and even more so. And now that I've seen Dewayne Wade's son display this level of femininity since being in-house with Gabrielle Union, it further supports my theory that she has some psychological issues within herself that she is unable to release in fear of judgment. That is why she is advocating this. I'm pretty sure that Dewayne Wade's son went to Gabrielle Union and he first confided in her, because in order for this to get out, it had to be confided in someone that one was feeling this way. A 12-year-old doesn't sit down a family and explain to a family what he's feeling. First of all, they don't have the gumption to do that. They don't have the strength emotionally to do that, because they're only 12. They're weak in emotion. There's no way that this 12-year-old little boy could sit down an entire family having to face judgment and be able to embrace that judgment without cracking emotionally. He's weak emotionally, so therefore he could not have done this by himself in this manner that Dewayne Wade said. It is my belief that he went to Gabrielle Union and confided in her, and she then carried the bone to the husband. Now, I want you guys to think in terms of Adam and Eve and all relationships that involve marriage. Since the beginning of time, we've already known that a woman can deceive. A woman, meaning a wife, can deceive her husband's judgment. So in this case, Gabrielle Union took that opportunity to deceive Dewayne's mental in regards to the situation pertaining to his son. Now, once his son confided in Gabrielle Union, again, to backtrack, she then had to go and explain to her husband what his son had confided in her about. Now, this is where things can be deceiving. Gabrielle is fully aware that this is wrong. However, her delivery to Dewayne Wade made him believe that it was not wrong. And when I say that to say this. It could have went two different ways. If it were I and my husband's child confided in me knowing that it's morally and ethically wrong, my delivery to my husband would have went as follows. Hey, babe, I have spoke to your son today. He told me that, he is gay. He told me that he is feeling like a woman. Now, this young man should not be feeling this way at 12 years of age. You need to stand up. You need to get a hold of him. You need to get into his life, and you need to order his steps, because he cannot live this lifestyle. He cannot be this way, and he should not be feeling this way. So as my husband, you need to get up on your feet. You need to go and see about your son. You need to make sure that he's feeling like a man. You need to make sure that he's feeling okay emotionally and that he has your support to be a man, because he doesn't feel like that if he is wanting to be a woman. There's something wrong here, babe. Or it could have went this way. Way number 2. Hey, babe, I spoke to your son today. He confided in me that he is having a gender identity crisis and that he feels like a woman. He told me that he's gay. And I feel like you and I need to both show him some support as he goes through what he's going through. I feel like we both need to sit him down in front of the family. We need to ask him what he wants to be, and whatever he chooses to be, we need to be in support of that, because he has to live his own truth. He has to live his own life, and he has to make the decision for himself to be gay or to be straight. It's not something we can make. We should fully support him as a unit. Believe it or not, in every marriage, the wife has authority to deceive a husband's judgment. And that is what the Bible preaches about Adam and Eve. It was the fact that a wife could deceive a husband and did deceive a husband's judgment. And the husband knew the whole time that it was wrong. He knew the whole time what was right from wrong, but he still chose to go with the woman because that is the authority that a woman has. She usually leads. And that is a problem. She should never lead. She led the conversation. She took the bone to Dewayne, and she encouraged Dewayne to support this. In Dewayne's mind, he knows fully that he should not be in support of this. Trust me, he knows he's a man. He knows better. He once knew God. He once was a devout Christian. And it's not even about God. It's about a moral compass, a moral aspect of what's right and what's wrong. Now, this is a tricky situation because here Dewayne Wade is. He represents strength in the black community. And when I say that, he's a masculine basketball player, phenomenal at his job, and a lot of people look up to him as a man. Now, he has offended other men who are raising sons, other men that are rich, other men that are black, other men that have sons. It is offensive to look up to a person that then encourages you to agree to support something that is morally and ethically wrong. Now, we do have LGBTQ plus rights in the world. We understand that. But as a child should never be allowed to make an adult decision for himself, ever, under any facet of authority from a parent. It is Dewayne Wade's job to protect his son's mind, his body, his spirit, his knowledge, his power, his integrity. It's Dewayne Wade's job to install those values, those morals, and those principles into his child. If he chooses to go against the grain and not provide the necessities of child development, then that is a problem within itself. And that is my underlying problem with Dewayne Wade. In this facet of the matter, I think he needs to stand against Gabrielle Union because this wife has deceived this husband's judgment in this situation, and he is fully aware of it. She has a problem. She's gone and fabricated a child to call herself a mother, when in all factuality, she could never be a mother. She doesn't have the authority to be one. God hasn't granted permission to be a mother. No matter if a child calls you a mother, that does not make you a mother. You are only a mother if granted the permission by God to be a mother. Gabrielle is nothing more than a caregiver. And that is what she is. Something is wrong here. And I think that our attention needs to shift from Dewayne Wade to Gabrielle Union because she is the culprit. She is the one influencing the behavior. She's influencing the decision, and she is deceiving the husband's judgment. She is Eve in this situation, and Dewayne Wade is Adam. You see it play over again in the real world, and that is what the Bible is for. It was to give you a preconceived notation of a judgment as to what could happen between a husband and wife. It shows us the proof beforehand. It gives us the variables of deception between a wife and a husband. So therefore, we can then later assess the damages and say, oh my God, I've seen this before. I read this before. This is the exact variables of a husband and wife and the deception that a wife has for a husband's judgment. I don't know how you guys feel about it. This may have been too deep for you guys to comprehend. If you feel like I'm wrong in this situation, if you feel like little Boosie is wrong in this situation, if you feel like we should stand with Dewayne, then drop your comments below. Until next time, my exact judgment in the situation is that Dewayne Wade is out of order, that he is wrong. The culprit behind it is Gabrielle Union. She needs to be counseled. Something needs to go on with her. She needs to be removed from this child's life because it is her. We first saw it with her, and you know the saying is, if you smelt it, you dealt it. We first smelt it with Gabrielle, so she had to deal it. That is just what psychology tells us. That's what human consensuality tells us. That's what common sense tells us. It was her. I really feel bad for the child in this matter. I don't agree that they should refer to him as a girl because that is not his gender. That is not who God made him to be. That is not who his mother gave birth to. How hurtful is it for his mother to see this woman take her son to gay pride and she can't voice her opinion about it, her concern about it. She's painted to be crazy. She's painted to be deranged. And that's crazy to me. Gabrielle is out of her lane, and a person that is a merger of lanes is not a sane person. She's merging out of her lane. This is not her place as a woman. Even if this little boy was gay, okay, it is not her place to then go and take him to gay pride and then film that and then display it to the world. That is not her place to do that. And being that she did that, that tells me that she's full of deception. Why put the business out there for the world to see? You have not spoke to his mother about it. You have not sat down with the woman who gave birth to this little boy and asked, was it okay? You are out of your lane, Gabrielle, and something is wrong with you. You need some help, baby girl. And I don't care what a soul says about it. I know that you are. And this video is to shed some light and clarity on it. You know what it is. It's been real. It's officially put to rest. Dewayne Wade is wrong. Gabrielle is a culprit. She needs to be removed from the child's life. And that's the end of discussion. Till next time, you know what I came to do. I came, I conquered, I put this to rest.